And welcome back to Rauta's Assassin's Creed Shadows game stream. Had a wonderful meeting with my cameraman Arto about the upcoming events and festivals, because we were planning about where would Rauta go next, as in...
You have great timing. I needed something to watch.
Hello Dixon, nice timing indeed.
Hello.
Hello Jay Killers. So as I just started when you guys joined or something, I had this nice meetup with my cameraman. I think we spent something like 90 minutes or so, at least more than 1 hour, figuring out what kind of festivals there are happening during June and July 26th. Yeah, Jay Killer's Evangels album is the best Horn album. So anyway, we were just like trying to figure out what festivals we could attend next year, like figuring out, you know, since we probably have the budget and all, like where should we go come 2026. And then we spent something like 90 minutes or maybe 2 hours figuring out what kind of festivals there would be. And the funny thing is, there are so many festivals in 2026 between June and August, but most of them are super fucking boring, meaning a lot of them are just, you know, the kind of a basic all-around metal festivals. So, you know, just like, you know, your typical big band stuff, which is not really focused neither on death metal or black metal or any kind of metal. You have like certain metalcore bands, you have heavy metal bands, you have a little bit groove metal bands, you know, all that stuff. So, like lots of different stuff, but not really focused on anything.
春の言うておった影切丸が頭を離れなくてな、調べとるうちにここにたどり着いた。
ここへは来たことがある。入ってみるといい。中にはそれなりに珍しいものもあるはずじゃ。
直江は来んのか？
お前の探し物じゃろう、矢五郎。先に行くといい。
そういうなら入るが、どうも気が引けるの。
自分で見つけた場所に入るのじゃ。何も遠慮などいらん。私も後で様子を見に行くから先に入れ。矢五郎はどうしとるかの。そろそろ様子を見に行ってみるか。
So basically, you know, we spent a lot of time to figure out if there are some cool festivals which we want to see, and you know, really, it was really hard to find interesting festivals because most of them are just too much all-around festivals that really made us appreciate more festivals like, you know, Steelfest, Inferno, Beyond the Gates, etc., which are really focused on, you know, black metal and death metal, because most of these bigger festivals, they all have the same, you know, big lineup bands, meaning early summer it's pretty much Iron Maiden everywhere, and later in the summer it's most like Judas Priest, and then again those are then again complemented by bands like Arch Enemy, Amon Amarth, you know, a lot of the very, very basic stuff. While there's nothing wrong with that as such, you know, I'll be honest with you, most of these festivals don't really look that interesting. So they're much like the same thing what we have here in Finland with, you know, the old Tuska festival. So, frankly speaking, a lot of those festivals are just not, interesting to us. So, to come to conclusion, we really didn't find any of particularly interesting um, festivals for June, July, and in August we have already
もう追っても良さそうじゃが。
we already have Beyond the Gates, which is very likely candidate for us, and well, Helsinki Metal Festival isn't that interesting this year, so I don't really know. And I guess there are lots of smaller festivals which really haven't announced their lineups yet, but so far, to be honest, none of these bigger festivals seem that interesting to us. So it kind of sucks, but I guess it makes this late summer and early fall festivals even more interesting. And then there are lots of these smaller festivals which are just basically like garage level bands almost.
「正体を隠し矢五郎の村を守っとった者が書いたということは例の吹雪というものか。矢五郎は幼い頃から他の者に尽くしそれを見守る者もおったのじゃな。
So I guess the take on this festival listing meet we had today is there are not really that many interesting festivals during the summer unless you're really all around for a lot of different styles, which is not that interesting to me personally nor many of the Rauta viewers, I would say.
「矢五郎がもう来ておる。
こいつを見てくれ。本物じゃ。
ずっと欲しがっておった刃じゃ。ほら手に取ってみろ。
じゃがわしはまだ修行の身。とてももらうわけにはいかん。
吹雪というものの覚書を見つけた。お前が辛い時でも誰にも涙を見せずけなげに里の者を助けておったことを情を持って書き記してあった。お前が刀を引き継げばきっと喜ぶであろう。
わかった。刃に恥じぬ働きができるよう身をとして励もう。頼まれてくれんか。師匠の手で正式に刃を授けてほしいんじゃ。
矢五郎、先にも言うたじゃろう。お前とは師匠と弟子ではなく仲間じゃと。
お主や安家がおらねばわしは未だに何かをなさんと焦りながら悪人の周りをうろついとるだけじゃった。 頼む。授かるからにはこうなんというかきちんとやりたいんじゃ。
わかった。闇に潜み世に光をもたらさんとする我ら、今ここに新たな仲間を迎え。刃を携えし者はいかなる苦難があろうとも誓いのもとに使命を果たさねばならん。いずれ心が迷うこともあろう。刃が道を示すことはない。それどころかさらなる問いをもたらすばかり。されどそれこそが我らの旅路。己と里の者に誓うた約束をしかと見据えて歩まば再び道も開かれよう。その身を滅せども誓いを今にとどめし者たちになり代わり、矢五郎、お前にこの刃を授けん。これでお前も加藤衆じゃ。
これは富殿のところに持っていく。皆が見られるようにするんじゃ。この道を歩んだ先人を皆に思い出させるために、そしてこれからこの道を歩む者を迎えるために。
身にはつけんのか。
素晴らしき刃ではあるが、わしのとは重さが違う。これでは立ち居に差し支えるのでな。それに二人と出会ったあの日、真の刃はもう授かっておる。
いつからそう思っておったんじゃ。
加藤衆の一員なら軽々しく秘密を漏らすわけにはいかん。
そうじゃな。では行こう。もう得るものはない。ここを出よう。
So, also another topic besides talking about the most obvious Rauta festival plans, also pretty much the very videos for the channel are pretty much done for this year already. So, starting on Monday, I think the focus is gonna be doing content for January already. So things are progressing nicely, and there are some other reviews upcoming as well, not just your typical album reviews, but a lot of recommendations and suggestions for you people.
How's it going tonight?
In case you want some more recommendations to find new music. Hello Freedom Frog, it's going nicely. A little bit tired here, but we had a really good Rauta meeting today for coming festivals and planning interviews, of course, with that. And Freedom Frog, I don't know if you noticed, but there is now updated interview for SAD. So it's out there in case you want to see it.
Yes, I will be sure to watch.
There's only like few minutes extra compared to the previous one, but still something hopefully
Is this
more
game
interesting.
better in stealth than Valhalla? Equal.
Yeah, Unbeastable. This is definitely more stealth focused than Valhalla. Valhalla was more about you know, that Viking power, if you will. Whereas this is more about stealth, especially if you play this shinobi character, which is, then again, technically speaking, ninja. Of course, if you go with the samurai character, then it's more like Valhalla, meaning it's very much more uh, straightforward in that sense, more fight oriented. So it depends which way you want to go. I actually think that the best thing Ubisoft did for this franchise is um, having two characters, which they already did, you know, with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. But in general, I would say some of the best things what they did for this game is to have the, you know, double main characters. Miyachu Bay. And we found Miyachu Bay. I guess not. Alright, time to head out for some new side quests and all that. Yeah, personally I favor more stealth approach to the game, but I mean straightforward fighting is sometimes very nice and rewarding too.
そこか。静かに。もっと近づこう。静かに。
A black swan. Maybe.
Yes.
Cormorant. Gotta say, I don't know that particular bird, so. Excuse me. But yeah, getting back to the stealth gaming style, that is definitely my preferred style. because I've always liked stealth games, even before the first Assassin's Creed. Thief game was one of my highlights back in the days. And now I actually have them on PC, and I've been thinking, should I go for PC streaming with those old games? Because when first Thief came in late 90s, must have been something like 98. Me and my friend played that, and it was so great. So many of these side activities which might be a little boring, but I think I will nonetheless just do it.
人目を避けるが得策じゃな。
Back in the 90s, of course, the stealth games were very, very different from this today, but the same idea was still already happening, and that's one of the most tempting things for me, really, because, it was always cool to just, avoid conflict and handle situations just by being sneaky. And that is one of the main reasons why I'm playing games like Assassin's Creed. And of course Dishonored of more recent games. That was highly, highly enjoyable for me.
よくぞ参った。細川藤孝じゃ。そなたには前から一目会うてみたかった。
信長様亡き後、明智光秀が藤孝殿に加勢を求められたのか。どうかお聞き入れになられませぬ。
忠義は移り変わるもの。
Art and war are eternal. Well, that's nicely put.
好んで属性に関わっておるわけではない。それはそうと、その属性のことでそなたに頼みたいことがあるのじゃ。この義貞は我が藩の勘定方を担っておる。この者から話した方が早かろう。
殿は抜け荷屋が銀をくすねておるのではないかとお疑いだ。すでに大量の銀が行方知れずとなっておるからな。
悪用されれば恐るべき害となりましょう。
いかにも殿の見立てでは、賊は奪った銀で南蛮人から鉄砲を買っておると。 それを山賊にでも売って儲けるつもりであろう。
藤高殿のご心配ごもっともかと。
またしても我々の目と鼻の先で荷が消えたという。すまねえな、すぐに事に当たらねば。失礼いたす。
世の安寧を乱す者は捨ておけません。調べましょう。
この結界観では明智光秀の申し出に対するわしの考えは大きく変わるであろう。
私が望むは世の安寧のみ。されど光秀との同盟はそれを脅かすものになるかと。
ならば話はついたな。家臣の一人が抜け荷屋の真を得た。その者と話すことから始めるとよい。
And yet another group of organization. Now, as always, people, of course, if you have something to ask or comment about the game or whatever, just feel free to do it. So, it doesn't have to be about the game or gaming or about metal. It can be just about anything. So, don't be too shy about it.
For sure. I'm just organizing some things at the moment.
Hey, Freedom Frog, I actually had a question for you. Um, it was about this comment you made at this sad interview about the girl. What was it all about? I didn't get it, and some other person also didn't get what you meant by the comment about this young lady who was there to translate.
The girl?
Yeah, in the sad interview, the daughter of that vocalist guy who was there to translate some of the stuff from Greece, sorry, the Greek to English.
I don't think that was me.
Okay, maybe I read wrong. I thought I saw your name there, but okay. If it wasn't you, I don't know. Maybe I was just confused too quickly looking at it. I mean, honestly, it felt weird if you would have been commenting something like that, but I thought it was you, so I figured out maybe I should just, ask.
そこか。静かに。ここならよく見える。
This is almost like me sneaking up on these ducks. I often see them nearby because I live by the sea, and I often see some
Just
duck
looked
families.
back and I don't think I had left a comment.
Yeah, no worries, Freedom Frog. Maybe I just misread it. Maybe it was something similar than yours. I don't always spend a lot of time. Yeah, Mandarin duck babies. Yeah, very nice. So I don't always read with that carefully those comments. So could have been something close to your names, but different. So pardon me if I confused you with someone else.
No worries.
鉄の手目、福知山城が己の根城だと明かすとは後に悔いることになるぞ。福知山城へ行き鉄の手を亡き者にするか。宗君に異を唱えたきこともあるが、この点で考えは同じ。道理をわきまえた商人なら本物の今池に着こうとするもの。
Okay, let's move on with the objectives again.
Oishii namasu da yo. ここで買わなきゃ後で後悔するよ。
ナマスには好きな野菜が入っておる。
どうぞ見ていって。またよろしく。
いらっしゃい。
4つの海を越えて運んできた品だ。
また今度来よ
う。またごひいきに。
One thing I really enjoy in this game is the variety.
I found it on the original upload. That wasn't intended for the video and had no idea how it appeared there. There is a creature. Long story.
Sorry, your comment cut off. Yes, I meant the original one. The original sad stuff. Your comment cut off with the comment something like creature. So you mentioned long story. Can you please elaborate at least a little bit, like what was the thing about? Ah, these guys are dangerous.
This wasn't meant for the video. There is a girl pretending to date a goblin creature on the internet. Nothing to do with your video.
Ah, okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Out of context. Sorry.
Yeah.
Easy all day to fight other ships too, like in Black Flag.
No, I don't think they can allow me to own ships in this game. So this is different from Black Flag, but and again, I barely touched the whole Black Flag game at the time, so I'm not that familiar with that. that familiar with the game. Yeah, I know I should, but time is of the essence, you know. And that's the hard part. Oh shit, I'm about to die here now. Fuck, I'm not able to pull it off. And there it is. I came from way too big of a fight, but that was my own fault. I didn't anticipate that much of resistance on that boat. So I just went way too fast and basically underestimated the amount of enemy. I basically don't need to do this. But I mean, I want to get that viewpoint now that I'm anyway here so close. So now I will approach it with more caution if I can. So let's start thinning the ranks. Very, very different fashion. Okay, that wasn't much better. But this should give me a lot of distraction at least. And suddenly the whole ship was just down with this one assistant. So it's kind of a crazy. All right, about 2 o'clock. I have about 1 more hour to game because I don't have to wake up tomorrow until 11. So still plenty of time to have good night between 2 and 3 in the evening, in the night I mean.
Sounds good.
So since my next enemy is somewhere in the castle, you know, we'll go there. So there it is. Might just as well just clear out the castle. Oh, 5 samurai daisho. That will take time. But we'll manage. And clear the castle. Get the legendary loot. Kill the enemy. You know, all that good stuff. This is somehow very relaxing for me. Stealth around. Loot the places. Kill the guardians. You know, the regular day at the assassin's office. So for some reason, for me, anyway, this kind of gaming where the targets are, there are lots of targets, I mean, and I get to just wander about and kill those targets one by one, take my time, plan the trip. You know, I don't know, but there is something very, very satisfying for me. And while I understand some people consider these kind of games rubbish or whatever, for me it's like, you know, very, very enjoyable. And when you can do stuff like this, double assassinate, I mean, it's twice as more fun. So this is already a good point to do a new save game, probably automatically saving the game when killing those daishos. So 95 hours in. Time truly flies when having fun.
Hello.
Hello, Herder. How are you doing? I'm just enjoying my casual killing business kind of a thing here.
Good man. Do you like bands like Ultra Lore, Beastcraft, Urgel and so on?
Yeah, I've reviewed and mentioned a lot of those bands in my reviews on the channel. Like Urgehal is actually one of my all-time Norwegian favorites. I kid you not. I really fucking love that band. I've been lucky to have met, you know, those guys 2004 when I visited Inferno Fest for the first time. I'm not 100% sure anymore because it was so many years ago, but I think it was Trondre Nefas himself I got to talk. when I was there. And while he was somewhat drunk, he was kind of like very taken when I was, praising the band to him. And we had some good talks.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, indeed.
Pensive face.
I remember even this detail that he was like ready to send me some Urgehal CDs after our talk. I mean, I was already doing interviews and stuff like back in the days, and then I was like, you don't have to send me those CDs because I already have them and all that stuff. But that kind of attitude really like showed it, like he was like a cool guy, you know. And Beastcraft is good too. Not as good in my opinion as Urgehal, but still good band for sure. And Vulture Lord, that band I haven't been listening to as much, but I remember it also being a good band. There was like, if I remember correctly, there was like a split release between Beastcraft and Vulture Lord. So yeah, I have reviewed quite a few of those on the channel as well. The funny thing is, in this game, because obviously get a very Asian feeling, very Japanese feeling out of it, is that right outside my door here in the sauna building, I have those wind chimes. And now it is quite windy. I can hear because those wind chimes are playing quite loud. But it's funny because sometimes they are, being combined with this game, you know.
I'm back. I checked the video my comment was intended for and it was there as well. Must have been a YouTube glitch. I hope it isn't every. What are we drinking tonight?
At the moment, I'm not drinking actually anything. But I think I probably should have some whiskey. And don't worry about the comment, because I think you can delete it if you don't like it. Come on! This wasn't supposed to be that hard with the ally. And here I am suffering. This is gonna be a little bit tricky, I guess. Have to run a bit around the castle walls. Now I'm just like maniac. Maniac ways, killing them all. Even when I sometimes don't have to.
Might as well.
You know, yeah, I'm just basically chasing down those daimyos. Okay, now I'm out of scouts, so basically this looting becomes so much more tedious in that sense. There's another die show. Who also needs to die. The downside with these bigger castles is it's just harder to find them all because they're so much scattered around the place. Finally, or 95 hours. We're closing 100 soon.
What did you think about the new Rivers of Nihil album? I may have asked, but don't
To be honest, I didn't listen to the Rivers of Nihil album. It just didn't feel so much like a band that I would, listen to. And I've been very much focused on the albums that I get for review as physical copies. So I had the best excuse to basically ignore the album for the time being. And there's my target also. Who just happens to be here for assassinated. The thing is, there's so many albums coming all the time. It's literally, not even figuratively, but literally impossible to check out all the bands, because just during one day you might have something like 70 albums, 50 albums released. Nobody has the time to listen to them all. And that's one of the main problems with the amount of albums coming out all the time.
find it worse.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just too much is being released all the time. There is no way to get around that idea. And well, of course, it's great that there is so much music all the time. It still, leaves this question unanswered. Is there enough good quality when it comes to all those bands? Because I mean, not every album can be quality. So nowadays it starts feeling more and more that, you know, basically quantity over quality. And can't say I'm too happy about it. But of course, also can't do shit about it. Come on now.
I'm all for everyone making music for themselves, but not everyone should try to promote it.
I mean, I don't really care if they even promote it. It's more like the sad state of affairs that it's not like every album can win in this game. It's just impossible, you know? Okay, not another daimyo, sorry, daisho spotted. So slowly but steadily making progress in that sense.
Hello Rauta, I love Finnish black metal, Satanic Warmaster, Helweti, Pest, Sargis, Torn, Goat Moon, War Moon Lord, Order of the White Han.
Hello, Antonio. That's quite a list you got there. Yeah, I guess it's safe to say that we have good Finnish bands. That's kind of a given.
そう君に鉄の手を打ったと伝えよう。この文のことを知れば今井家の利となるよう立ち回るであろうな。
Good music.
And as I was mentioning earlier today in the stream, when we were going through those festival lists for 2026, it became very evident rather quickly that there are not too many festivals doing the same as, you know, Steelfest, for instance. So in a way, we're very lucky in Finland that we get to have these good bands and also these good events having these bands. It's not so given that these kind of stuff would be happening in every place, you know? Okay, let's see what is the status of this place so far. Four out of 5 die shows killed. And now I just have to find the last one.
Gas station yelled at me for my goat moon patch in Canada. I was surprised he even knew who that was.
Well, that's very surprising to meet someone at a gas station yelling or getting yelled about, you know, for having a goat moon patch, because indeed it's so underground banned even in Finland that it's very, very unlikely to meet anybody who would, you know, recognize the band. So to have such an event in Canada at a gas station, it's just very surprising indeed.
We all know that Norway initially held the crown of black metal, but over the years that changed. Currently, Finland has managed to preserve.
Yeah, Antonov Agasta actually made a video already a few years ago how Norway kind of lost its crown when it comes to black metal. So the phenomena you just described, it has been going on for a lot of years now. Or maybe phenomenon is the right word.
Norway is too woke for black metal.
I don't know. There are bands like Kaivum still coming from Norway, which definitely are not woke.
Yeah, but Kevin is rare.
Yeah, of course it's rare, but then again, so are bands like Goat Moon. So what I'm saying is...
Bands like them, I mean.
Because I mean it's...
Norway still has some great bands, but now obviously Finland as well as Poland, Greece, France and even the United States is carry.
Yeah, lots of countries have great bands these days. I mean, the French scene is old as fuck. I mean, we go all the way to early 90s when we're talking about...
France is my favorite country for black metal now, with bands like Elitism.
Nowadays, I don't even have a favorite country when it comes to black metal because it's so scattered, to be honest. Like each and every place where there are black metal bands, there are good bands. So.
Do you like the band Elitism?
Elitism. I'm not sure if I have heard it. The name sounds good.
From Monaco, the MCD was a Burzum clone, then the full length was a mix of electronics and black metal before.
Funny that you mentioned God Killer because I remember having this talk about the very band with Belzer guy a few years ago when I met them. But yeah, God Killer is basically, I mean, people don't really talk so much about so-called has-been bands because they're not active anymore, so there's not much to talk about. I mean, it's not like they didn't make good music once upon a time, but that's the trick. They're not active anymore, so people tend to forget them very, very quickly, which I of course understand. Like, why would people talk about bands that haven't done any music for a long time or even made multiple albums, you know? That's why those...
Great. It's another way to say deicide, so I find it a bit amusing. Lost to time in obscurity.
Yeah, but there are lots of those bands that are forgotten because they're not active anymore. And of course that's why people tend to just, like forget them. They're not active anymore. There are always these bands that made like one good demo or one good album or, whatever similar.
You have made a video of Elitism. Their album is named Elitism-Requiem pour un race moranti.
Yeah, that's why it sounded so familiar. But honestly, it's impossible for me to remember all the bands I've reviewed thus far because I've done something like, I don't know, 7,000 reviews and something like 3,000 videos or whatever the
I'm
amount
personally
is.
still a die-hard Vornak fan. I'm sticking with it. Nobody ever knows who I'm talking about.
Well, Warnat is not even that known even in Finland. It's just one of those cult demo acts. Like people like Satanic Warmaster might be talking about it and stuff like that, but it's more like one of those obscure bands.
The German label Solistitium is reactivated. They did Helheim, Behemoth, Horna back in the days. Some of the new releases sound very promising.
Yeah, I think this was this Solistium guy who actually contacted me recently
I'm from
on
Chile,
Facebook.
and I recommend from my country, the Valdivian Black Circle is a local scene with raw black metal and dungeon synth bands.
Oh, nice to know about more about Chilean scene. Funny fact is, my bandmate's drummer is married to a Chilean wife. And she makes those great Chilean empanadas, which I really fucking love. And that's pretty much the only Chilean food I actually know.
Chile food I like is ceviche. It's a raw fish in citric acids and garnish. Very nice.
Unfortunately, I never had any ceviche. I've only heard the name. God damn, where is that one more target in this game?
Salad dumpling wine glass. Clinking beer mugs.
I guess I need to grab a drink if you guys are having these drinks too.
Oh?
Can't have you drinking by yourself without me, right? Alright, let's pause the game. I'm gonna whiskey in my glass. Besides, yeah, it seems appropriate. Besides, I need to get these bottles emptied because I'm most likely getting anyway some whiskey as Christmas present from the relatives. They know I don't really need anything. So they usually buy me whiskey because whiskey is never wasted on me. Fuck, where is that? Oh, there is the final die show. About the fucking time. Feels like I've been in this same fucking castle in this game right now for about an eternity. Come on, don't you do it! Don't you dare do it! Don't you fucking do it, man. Don't you fucking do it. There you don't. Oh, no, 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 no. Me neither. I don't want to die here. I can't have let you do it. No, 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 no. Fuck you. This can't go south right now. No, 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 don't do that goddamn alarm! Ah, no, of course he managed to do it. Fuck you. Oh, there are lots of recommendations by yours truly from the Finnish scene. Cielo Vihollinen would be my number one. But if you really want to go through more recommendations, I strongly urge you to check out my review list for some recommendations. I mean, it's the easiest way to quickly see what I have recommended because in my review list you will get to see which bands I have rated like gold or platinum for that matter. My point here is makes no sense for me to list individual bands. And you can find my review list as the link, you know, in all of those videos by me. So when you see this Rauta Linktree link, you can just quickly see. Finally got this fucking castle done. So when you see that link tree list,
Jerry is a very honest critic, so you know he means what he says.
that's very true. I mean, I am an honest person, even to a degree. It hurts me, but I am like that. Maybe I'm a little bit autistic. I don't know. But indeed, with the link tree list, you can find my reviews list, and from that review list, you can really easily sort out platinum, gold, silver, bronze, red tiered albums, and you can of course sort them out by country. So that would be my tool to give you a little bit of the idea what I'm honestly recommending.
Jerry, did my super chat last night go through? I don't see it on my card statement. From Poland, if you want something very experimental and creative, the band Waste of Space Orchestra album, Syntheosis. Psychedelic black per second.
Sorry, Freedom Frog. I don't really know if those super chat payments go through.
Favorite bands from Finland now is Seelan Vihollinen, Norum, and White Room. Kinda basic, but
Freedom Frog, I don't see those super chat donations when I'm gaming because the game doesn't show them if there is some extra value. So unfortunately, I don't know. I don't even get notifications on them. And secondly, when super chat donations are done, like normally, I see them happening, but I don't see if the payment got through because Google just lumps up all those payments. So I see them like a month later. When it comes to bands like Norhem, White Rune, Cielo Vihollinen, they're all good in my opinion, especially Cielo Vihollinen, but Norhem is very good too. And White Rune, very basic melodic black metal. Nowadays, the latest White Rune album is probably their best so far, and ironically, it is because it sounds so Dimmu Borgir and even more Cradle of Filth. And that's not just something I made up, that's actually confirmed by the musician himself. Now, on that note, I always have to mention my own band, Nightside, because it's very much in the same vein of like White Rune in a way, melodic, not as symphonic as White Rune or Emperor Dimmu Borgir, but then again melodic and fast-paced traditional 1990s black metal.
Nightside is great.
So I think Nightside should be in someone's alley if they're enjoying bands like Norhem, Cielo Vihollinen, White Rune, all that stuff. Nightside and Cielo Vihollinen are good examples also in the sense that Nightfall is the Greek band. Nightside is obviously the Finnish band. Cielo Vihollinen and Nightside are good examples, also White Rune, that they don't sound like your typical Finnish black metal scene stuff. I mean, they don't sound like Horna, Sargeist, Bex, and Satanic Warmaster kind of stuff. So there is a difference between that melodic style, which is more something what for example, what Satanic Warmaster does, more inspired by, I guess, Brazilian scene and French scene. Whereas Nightside is definitely more Norwegian or Nordic, Norwegian and Swedish, I guess. And White Rune, then again, is like I said, especially nowadays, more like if Dimmu Borgir and Cradle of Filth had a child kind of thing. Oh, unfortunately, I have to be going in a few minutes because it's almost 3 a.m. So there is that.
Dig up something old with melodic side hyphen Black Swan from Finland.
Black Swan is good, but unfortunately, Black Swan did only one album. My friend played in that, and he later on joined some of the other bands to play live. Okay, I think this will be my last part in the gaming today, turning in this quest, and then I will be gone for tonight. Probably streaming again tomorrow evening after the band rehearsals. 2 hours playing the game with you guys. That went fast. I really enjoy these good gaming sessions when I'm talking to you guys. I mean, it's not like I don't enjoy the game itself, but it's even more, fun, good times when I'm talking to you guys. And yeah, Winter Semestre is one of those bands, maybe not to be taken too seriously, but they did decent stuff with the MCD and Kirkkokyrpä album back in the days. I had them, but eventually I sold them. But yeah, Winter Semestre is kind of a classic. I need to check out if I had that band included in my Finnish black metal series in the coming episodes. I already filmed a new episode of that series, and that is coming out next week. I'm always forgetting I can actually check out the progression of the...
Have a good night all. Taking off.
Good night, Freedom Frog. Catch you later. I always forget that I can actually check out the progress of the hideout through this quest screen. I'll do it while I remember. Lots of collecting again to get these guys improvised. Let's just quickly upgrade the stuff and Then I can move on. Oh fuck, I was actually upgrading the wrong weapon, and I was thinking like, why this feels so weird? Well, it happens. Alright, that's for today. And now I will quickly see where I left off with the stuff. Onitake Shrine. Alright, and that's where the next tracking point is. So fast travel here, save the game, and call it good night. Anyway, guys, gonna be catching up hopefully you tomorrow or Monday evening or whatever it will be. But this is Assassin's Creed on Rauta and Daily Metal chats. So now you know what to have in the next stream. And almost 96 hours in. Quite a ride. Anyway, now good night and catch you later, people. Bye bye.